Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to the live stream for I Love You, Letters of Love from Black Men to Black Boys. I'm listening to this new Toby and the Wigwam project, the Pandemic Project, man. He got this song called Make It Home. So I'm going to let that play for a second while I let people jump on before I kind of go into what I want to discuss. So I'm going to let that ride a little bit. Let me turn on boom. Please don't make me no hashtag a slogan. That ride a little bit. Wait. All right. Let that play. Comments is on. Definitely appreciate y'all, tapping in with me this evening. I know it's getting a little late. Some people with their families, different things like that. I actually just got in from church. I was hanging out at church, helping out actually, doing some stage hands. They had a Mago Day women there, so I was helping out, and I rushed here to get with y'all so I can really just explain some things about why this book is important, why I'm doing it, why I got 12 other, successful Black men to join me in this mission, why it's important to me, why it's important for us to really push this mission, to really focus on creating that pipeline of successful Black boys, because we just don't have that, right? We just don't have that. So I'm going to give it like another minute or two. I see a lot of people are jumping on. And we're just going to get started. It won't be long. It's going to be about 20, 30 minutes, but I feel like it's extremely important for me to share the whole purpose behind this book. And it's not just a book. It's a tool. It's a resource. And I'm going to get a little into that once we really get started, once we really get this thing going. But if you can, please share this. Actually, I'm going to write that in the Facebook. So please share this because we don't know who actually needs to see this message, who this may bless, who this may encourage to, change some of the habits that they have, and who, may be prone to purchase this book for a young Black boy or a Black teen. Because I do have a mission to get this book to 1,000 Black boys or teens and teens. And I need all of your help. So, hey, what's going on, Mom? I appreciate you jumping on. We actually have something dope coming up with my mom and this whole book project as well. We're going to do a real intimate interview soon. And we're going to have that thing put up on everything for people to see what it's like, being a single mother, raising Black boys, and just the transition she's made from, raising me and my younger brother, Josh, to raising our youngest brother, Josiah. So it's going to be real interesting to see. But I'm going to go into this in about one more minute. I'm trying to get a few more people to jump on. Let me just share this. Give me 1 second. All right. All right, cool. So we good to go. Yeah, good to go. Thank you, Mimi. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Again, y'all, if you can, please, not even if you can, because you can, it's as simple as hitting the share button, but but please share this for me. Please do, because it's really, really important to the mission, to the cause, and everything that's going on. Woo, got my tea and that thing is on fire. So I'm gonna let that sit. I'm right into it. Fix my. Most of you know, if you follow up to what is it? Black Men Smile for this shirt that says I'm healing. This shirt is fire. Shout out to them. But so if you follow me, or if you've been following me, you've seen that I've posted about an up and coming book that's coming out next month, right? I posted the pre-order link for this book called I Love You, Love Letters from Black Men to Black Boys. Myself, and really seeing these different things, the insecurities that I had, and just seeing where the gaps were. And as an adult now, as I'm more mature, wiser, I understand where the gaps are. And for me, it's like, I can't know that there's a problem going on and not address it, right? I'm not one of those people where I see like, man, somebody should do something about that. And I could have been the one that stepped up, right? So for me, I'm taking action. I'm being a pioneer, whatever you want to call it, trailblazer. I know that I can directly impact. These are things I can directly birth and how God really placed this on my. I believe it was March. Me and my fiance, we went to him. He has a nonprofit called the Boris Lawrence Henson Foundation. So we went down there to this whole. She had this big mental health weekend conference, a gala, everything, and she brought in there. She had physicians to help our people right at this time last year. So I went there as a student. I'm not a therapist, still not licensed, but I went in just to learn and grab some different nuggets of like, hey, what can I apply back home for the guys that are back home, for the dudes that I see when I go to the Covenant House and I'm over there serving and I'm volunteering. I wanted to grab some resources and some different activities, some different things that I could apply to make a direct impact. And when I got there, it was incredible, right? My very first session, I went to the one with Morris Chestnut and them, and they talked about men and love and, the lack of love and how we aren't able to accept that. They talked about all these different things. The following session I went to was the one that really just blew my mind. And that's the one that sent me on this mission for I Love You. So I was there. I get there, and this guy's name is Dr. Michael Lindsay, and he works at NYU, right? He works at NYU, incredible professor. And he went up there and he had his whole presentation about how black boys, right? Now get this, black boys between the ages of 7 to 11 years old were committing suicide at twice the rates of white boys. Twice the rates. It was crazy to me because, one, I never heard this, right? I never heard it. Also, it wasn't a big deal to like society almost. It was like, it's not on the news. We don't hear anything about it. You literally got to dig for this information. And he brought it to my attention, and I was mind blown. I was crushed at the same time because you're thinking these are 7, 8, 9, 10-year-old, 11-year-old boys committing suicide because they don't know how to express their emotions, right? They aren't receiving the love. They're being judged. Society has all these different labels on them. And because of that, they don't know how to process what's going on. As adults, we barely know how to process what's going on. So imagine you're a kid, you're a teenager, and you're trying to process all of these different emotions, and no one's helping you and guiding you through that. All you see is what is around you. The thugs and the drug dealers, all these different things. You see people acting tough. You don't see anyone really opening up to you and really teaching you how to really handle and manage those emotions. So it was insane, man. And that was the first experience that I had. And I was like, man, what can I do? I'm not a therapist, I'm not a brain surgeon. I'm not a certified counselor, any of these things. I'm not a certified social worker, anything like that. I'm like, man, what can I offer? Right. So I had to go back and I started researching and doing different things. And I realized like, oh, I can offer love. Right. This was the missing ingredient in everything. When I left the conference, that was the one thing I took, like, oh, they're missing love. And when I say love, it's not just like love, like, yo, I love you, this, that, and the third. It's like, it's really like deep rooted, right? It's deep rooted. And I broke it into 4 parts. Listen, for the L, listen, be open-hearted, right? O, validate, V, and then engage. And these were the takeaways from every part of the weekend that I attended. Everything that I went to, these were the things that I gathered, and this is what was missing. And I realized for me, part of my life, these were some of the things that was missing in my life and some of my boys that was around me. That's why they made certain decisions, and it clicked, right? It clicked, and I was like, okay, I prayed on it. I'm like, all right, God, what do you want me to do with this, right? And it was like, use the gifts that you already have, the things you already know how to do. You can speak well, speak on it. Okay, you're great at writing. Write on it. And I want you to put this thing together. And that's when that first idea of the book came together. And what I thought it was going to be me writing all of these letters. And when I sat on it and really prayed on it, God gave me specific people to contact, very specific men to contact. He said that this can't just be about your story and your background. You have to have all different backgrounds, all different stories, because there's all different boys out here. Everybody didn't grow up like how you grew up. Some people did have both parents at home. Some people did have other resources, but they were still lacking love. You know what I'm saying? So I did that. I reached out to these gentlemen. They stepped up to the plate. And in total, it's 13 of us in this book writing these letters of love from experiences, from education, from all of these different things. And we really poured in to this book, right? And then there's another experience that I want to bring up that makes this resource extremely important, right? Because this isn't just a book, man. It's a tool, it's a resource, and it's a part of the movement that we're building that we so desperately need. Because literally they're counting Black boys out. They're literally counting us out. I remember I was listening to a podcast and a woman said a study was going on where they had the researchers sit in the back of the classroom, right? The researchers sat in the back of the classroom, and this was like probably like first or second grade or something. They sat in the back of the classroom, and what they did was they watched where the teacher's eyes would go, right? They watched where the teacher's eyes would go. And what they came up with, like their conclusion after studying for quite some time, they realized that the teacher's attention automatically went to like the Black boys, automatically went to the Black boys first. They were more valuable than he was. And then also it showed the rest of the class that, well, it showed him that they were more valuable than he was. And it also showed them that they were more valuable than he was. So everybody was learning this at the same time as kids. They seemed like, oh, he's not that important. And then he also felt that same, like, oh, I'm not that important, but they are. And I scratched everything I was going to talk about. And I walked in and I wrote on the big whiteboard as big as I could. I put silent and experience. I literally went in and my fiance like, yo, you okay? Like, and supporting this is how we do that. That's how we know it. But this resource is going to help them along the way. And it's time for us to build that pipeline to success for them. Let's really show them now, because the world is showing them otherwise. All of them have phones. They have social media. And what's on social media? On loop, on repeat. The world hates them. The world's live stream. I know you love them as well. And we need to express that thing. I'm going to stay on for a few more seconds. You are the leaders. Understand? Do you realize that the words that are in this book, the letter, but I have some other dope stuff that's going to come with this book, man, as resources. And if you know me, you know I'm very genuine. You know I love people. I'm introverted, which is interesting because I usually don't do this, but I'm introverted. But God has me working in a space where I have to, step up and be bold about what I believe in and what I support. And I'm being obedient in that, I'm being obedient to the calling. And that's all it is. So I ask you to support, help out. Please share this. And I thank y'all. Y'all have a blessed evening. Oh, you have a blessed evening. And make sure that you follow me for updates, right? Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. You can find me on YouTube. Everything is literally my name. I don't know how I was able to get that, but everything is Nate Evans Jr. So head over to there. Make sure you follow me on these things. That way you can stay up to date on what's going on and new announcements. I have some really dope things coming up, man. And I have some other projects that I believe are going to be extremely beneficial, especially as our kids are going back to school now. And we don't know what's about to happen. So I have some different resources and things like that. And again, we're all in this together. So I appreciate y'all. I love you. Xavier, that's my dude right there. Appreciate you, Ari. Love you, Mom. Vent, everybody that joined, thank y'all. I truly appreciate you. Spread the word and let's make this thing happen, man. Let's be a part of history. Let's make change. God's going to love it. Let's be obedient to the calling and let's make this thing happen, man. Let's be bold. We are the leaders that we are looking for. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed one.